Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Today we're reviewing the newest cigar from Cohiba. They come out with several different blends for Cohiba, and this is another brand new one that you have probably never seen. This is the Cohiba Connecticut. Now, this is the Robusto, 5.5 by 50. This uses an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper, a Mexican San Andreas binder, and the filler is Brazilian Mata Fina, Dominican Palato Cubana, and Nicaraguan Jalapa. Made in the Dominican Republic at the General Cigar Dominicana factory. Now, the interesting thing about the wrapper, it is an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper, but it, unlike cloth covered fields for the shade, this wrapper was grown beside Ecuador's Vences River and beneath the thick natural cloud cover that blankets the region, the natural vegetation. The volcanic soil yielded a wrapper that was intentionally developed for its aesthetic qualities with veins that are barely visible. And we can confirm that if we just look at this a little bit. Pretty much they're correct. Now, here's your band, Cohiba, with gloss at top and bottom and center. There is the density. Now, one interesting thing about it, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that it uses a Mexican San Andreas binder. And I hate to give you the bad news, but to give you an example, the Robusto, the 5.5 by 50 Robusto that we're reviewing today, has a suggested retail price of $19.99, $20. There is a Crystal Robusto, which is 5 by 50, which I'm assuming comes in a crystal glass case, is $20.99. Toro 6.25 by 52, $21.99, and a Gigante 6 by 60, $22.99. All in 20 count boxes, except for the Crystal Robusto, which is a 10 count. So that's pretty much the long and the short. Let's get right to it. The brand new Cohiba Connecticut Robusto. It's a nice little dome-shaped cap, so it'll be easy to cut. Let's see if we can take off just a wee bit. Yes. There we go. Oh, yeah. Good draw. Like it. The first flavors are a somewhat tangy cedar with actually spiced apple undertones to it. It's just really different. There's some brown sugar, quite a bit. The thing that stands out is the heavy earthy coffee, which is equal to the tangy cedar / spiced apple flavor. There's a little brown sugar there, but like I said, that black coffee is very prominent. Black pepper at about 7. There is some brown sugar, some sprinklings of cinnamon, but for the most part, that flavor stands on its own. That's somewhat tangy cedar with like a spiced apple undertone to it. Here's what it is. I'm anxious to see how we develop. Based on the last one I had, I want to see what happens next. Well, we're here at the first third. And the cigar has settled down into a little different flavors. The spiced apple so much isn't there. There is a cedar with some brown sugar and cinnamon, but not a great amount. There's also a mixture, is the way I'll put it, of nutmeg cream and a very light chocolate flavor, but it's very light with a heavy earthy coffee base. The finish is cream, a sweet cream, and nutmeg for the most part, with some decent lingering black pepper. I'm looking at it like this because is it white or black pepper? I'll stick with black, but I'm going to delve into that a little closer. Cigar is mild to medium, and that's sort of where it is. Now, the front end flavors did sort of transition. There is an interesting mix there, but it's not anything over the top with sweetness or power. I mean, the flavors are nice, but it's not anything that's like jumping out at me. So I'm rating the first third at 88. And I want to see where it goes, because if it develops a little more, we can get something going. But right now, that's where it is. Well, we're here at the second third. And you have the cedar, touch of cinnamon, very light brown sugar, cream, a very earthy black coffee, and hints of nutmeg and chocolate. The finish is unchanged, medium bodied, and the cigar to me is just not popping. This could be a morning cigar with no doubt about it, but it doesn't have the sweetness that I want in a cigar. Everything is quite subtle. For the second third, I would actually lower the score to 86. It's not going in a positive direction for me, okay? Me. But the flavors I'm describing are what you're going to get. So if that sounds like something you'd like, you by all means. But it's just not hitting all cylinders with me right now. So let's see what the final third brings. But it's just, at this point, not going in a direction that I like. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. If you take what I said in the last segment and apply it to this segment, you pretty much have what I'm going to say. Nothing much changed. With the exception of, that spiced apple flavor we got way at the beginning, it sort of had hints of it, but just a little. The sweetness is average or below in this cigar, and It did tick up to sort of medium to fullish. The finish is pretty much unchanged, but it's a little more sweetness on it also. A little bit of brown sugar on the sweetness, but not a lot. But this is at best, for me, a morning cigar. Uh, but my job is to describe the flavors, and I think I've done that. Personally, it's just not something I would gravitate toward. I would hold the score of 86 for the final third. I was actually pulling for this cigar because I'd like to find a good Connecticut. It's nice to find those, but for me, this just didn't hit the mark. Overall score is 86.67. It's a pretty high price point too. So if this sounds like something you want to try, they're $20 a hit. So it's just not for me. Nothing wrong with it, just not for me. So there you have it. The new Cohiba Connecticut Robusto. 86.67.